when you're using these apps in your classroom, the most obvious thing is for you to use it to have your students collaborate. All of these docs can be shared, all the students can get on at once, or they can get on in little groups and do some group work on something. So it's really a great opportunity for you to allow your students to collaborate together. Now, my advice around collaboration with Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever it happens to be is to allocate a space. So in Slides, allocate a slide per student maybe, or if you're using a doc, maybe use a table and put students' names in there and say, this is where you're commenting. Remind the students that you can see who makes what comments, even if they delete them. So that'll help to keep them on track. And also think through how you're going to actually help them to collaborate as well. So don't just have, here's the doc, everyone get on and do something, but actually say, all right, in this doc, I want this student to do this student to do that, and that student to do this, and they're going to talk about it and actually work together. Just have some kind of roles set up for that collaborative process. Always reminding them of the expectations around using Google Docs or Google Slides or drawings, whatever it is. They all have chat features, they all have comment features. You can write in each other's workspaces if it's shared that way. So just make sure that they understand, that you expect them to be respectful, that you expect them to be focused on the work and all those types of things, and to not be harassing other people, other students, as they're trying to get their work done. You want to make sure that your students share their docs with you so that you can provide some feedback. So if a student is creating their own doc from scratch, ask them to share it with you, so that not so much that you're monitoring their work, but so that you can help them with their work. So if you phrase it properly, you'll get a lot more sharing, a lot more students sharing it with you. Whereas if you tell them, I want to be able to see what you've done, that actually is a bit more authoritarian, and it doesn't sound like you're going to help them. It actually sounds like you're just checking to see whether or not they do work or not, which a lot of kids will shy away from. So make sure you are providing lots of feedback using the comments feature, making sure that you might even do some suggested edits for them to help them to improve things. But basically just that real fast and effective feedback happening within that document as they work on it, or whenever you happen to have the time to have a look at it outside of the classroom as well. You can provide feedback to students who might be at home working on their assignments the night before. You might just jump into each student and give them a quick bit of feedback to help them before they then submit it the next day. You can use obviously all these documents to replace handouts that you previously have used. So if you used to give out a booklet, switch it over to a Google Doc. That's nice and easy, and then you can hyperlink stuff to websites, and you can give them a lot more options in what they're going to be doing. If you're going to present to your students, use Google Slides. It has that great Q&A function and feature. It also has add-ons like Pear Deck that you could use to make your presentations more engaging rather than just being a PowerPoint slide. And then of course, helping your students to add bibliographies really quickly or references quickly to their assessment task or any other document that they're using, because it has all that ability to search Google within the document, and that add-on of EasyBib makes it really easy to add a bibliography to the bottom. Now, of course, Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Drawings go beyond just your Word documents and your PowerPoints. So make sure that you think beyond those basic features. We tend to, particularly if you are my age or older, if you're heading towards 40, you probably grew up being very used to using Word docs and using PowerPoints and spreadsheets and all those types of things. But in reality, your Google Docs, your Google Slides can do so much more. So think about maybe creating some choose your own adventures using those hyperlinks that you can do within the documents. Create images and infographics and stuff on your slides and download them as PNGs. You can use slides as flashcards, use them to make storyboards. You can use drawings for mind mapping or for creating images. You can have students screencast their own presentation in slides. You could use peer feedback within all of these documents, and obviously research using the explore function. That just allows them to go beyond your basics of a Word document, and you're now getting to shift your mindset into using a Google document, which is really a live website that your students can edit.